Here's your Village's forecast from the VNN Weather Team, presented by Sunshine Air Conditioning and Electrical. Here's meteorologist Ashley Baylor.
Well, to say the least, we've been roasting out there for the past several days, and unfortunately, as we go into the second half of the week, not much is going to change. As we head into your Thursday, temperatures are going to be back in the mid-90s. Dew points will come down ever so slightly, enough that the heat index will only be around 103, but 103, 105, 107, it all just spells uncomfortable. Now, one thing that might help us out is a spot shower or thunderstorm, because when we do get under those downpours, it temporarily cools the air. It doesn't bring down the humidity, but trust me, it's better than no downpour at all. But let's try and keep the downpours away between 6 to 10 o'clock so we can squeeze in that evening entertainment in the squares. Now, as we go through Thursday night, temperatures are going to drop into the mid-70s. We'll see a few scatter clouds, but overall, a quiet night here in the Villages. Going into your Friday, temperatures will stay in the mid-90s. The heat index around 105. We run the risk for a couple of pop-up showers and thunderstorms, but again, most of the thunder shower action has basically been avoiding the Villages. But at this point, the lawns are starting to look crispy. Those ponds are getting a little bit low once again. Of course, you have all that evaporation going on. As the sun heats up the ground, that warm air rises, it cools and condenses. That's how we get those big puffy cumulus clouds. So we're looking for downpours. We're loving the fact that we have these big puffy clouds because they move over that blazing hot sunshine and provide that temporary shade. So let's talk about the heat index as we go into the weekend, because it is going to get a touch worse. So between Thursday and Friday, that heat index is going to be between 103 to 105. But with the temperature and the dew point coming up for Saturday and Sunday, that is going to put the heat index right around 108. And of course, you could argue at times it may feel even close to 110. So that's why I say it almost doesn't matter what the heat index is. It's just going to be downright uncomfortable outside. So that's why I keep emphasizing, please take care of yourselves and let's take care of our pets as well. So let's talk about some ways you can stay safe in this heat, especially if this is your first summer here in Central Florida. Of course, the number one thing, and we say it ad nauseum, is stay hydrated. But something that might be easy to forget. You want to make sure you wear loose, light-colored clothing, especially if you're going to spend a lot of time outdoors, because that light-colored clothing will reflect the sunshine, whereas darker clothes will absorb the heat and make you feel hotter. Trust me, it makes a difference. Of course, take breaks in the shade or air-conditioned areas and reduce your strenuous outdoor activity between 10 to 6. If you want to get in that golf game, maybe get the earlier tee time, or if you want to go for a run or a bike ride, maybe try and squeeze that in after 6 o'clock once the sun starts to set and we start to lose the prime heat of the day. Now, as far as the pets go, we want to make sure we take care of them as well. Of course, they need plenty of water and shade. Make sure we're not leaving our pups in hot lock cars. We bring our dogs everywhere, but on days like this, it's just best to leave them home in the AC. You also want to try and limit their walks between 10 and 6 o'clock. If they do have to get outside during that time, try and keep their paws on the grass if you can. The pavement gets really hot this time of year, so if you put your hand on the concrete or the asphalt, and if it's too hot for your hand, it is too hot for their paws. All right, let's check out your 7-day forecast, where, as I said, the numbers come up a little bit, not only for Saturday and Sunday, but going into Monday as well. It stays searing hot. So the fact that we're looking forward to maybe temperatures coming down into the lower 90s on Tuesday, I think that kind of says something. But I'm also somewhat optimistic that maybe we'll only have highs in the upper 80s heading into next Wednesday. But I kind of said it before. This is still 6 and 7 days out, so things will likely change between now and then. So, of course, make sure you keep up to date with us right here on VNN. Tune your radio to WVLG and check us out in the Village's Daily Sun. And, of course, stay cool out there.
Thanks for watching meteorologist Ashley Baylor, presented by Sunshine Air Conditioning and Electrical.